Today was a really hard day for me because for whatever reason, I just feel really, really defeated. Like,
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
so it is currently 7:30 at night. I never make a video this late, but I have to I want to catch the rawness of all these crazy emotions I've been feeling today. Today was, I don't want to say a bad day because I'm still living, breathing. My kids are still living, breathing. My husband is still living, breathing. And majority of the people that we love and care about are still living and breathing. But today was hard. Today was a really hard day for me because for whatever reason, I just feel really, really defeated. Like, I feel like every time I think I got it or I figure something else out in life, it's always something blocking me or stopping me or making the goal incredibly difficult to obtain. And so in that, I just get really broken down. I cry a lot because I really feel like I want to give up. I just feel so exhausted with every brick wall that I had to ply through. And it's like, like you covered by the blood of Jesus, right? Like, you have a divine purpose on this earth, but it just never seems realistic anymore when you feel weighed down with no real direction or purpose, and faith is literally running out. Like, you just feel like you're running out of faith, right? And when I get in these really dark spaces or really low spaces, I tend to miss my grandparents a whole lot. I cry about my grandparents a whole lot. And for the first time today, after crying to my husband talking to me about different stuff, we end up turning on Khadeen and Devale's podcast about love and marriage and the importance of a spouse, which happened to hit right. Literally, it was so crazy because I was just talking to my husband about everything they were talking about in that podcast. Like, it was just like the Lord sent us to this podcast to just hear somebody else's experience, through life, that these things are normal. The process feels like this, marriage feels like this, like everything that we're going through is totally normal. But before I get there, I want to break down this horrible grief that I've been feeling ever since I lost my grandfather. I mentioned this briefly in my other videos. If you're new to my channel, my name is Crystal. I am a very transparent person that is here to share my journeys, my highs and lows with you guys. And losing my grandfather was one of the lowest points of my life. It is still one of the lowest points of my life that I constantly grieve about, constantly cry about. And today was the first time that I could articulate what that is and how that feels for me. And before, and I just want to share this because before it was like I was just sad. I miss my grandfather. I miss my grandparents. Like, I don't know, am I ever going to stop missing them? Am I ever going to stop crying about this? Like, what is wrong with me? But today I was able to sit back, reflect, and talk to my husband and find words that I'm actually feeling. And I know now the reason that I constantly cry, the reason that I'm constantly grieving, and the reason that I hit these really low, dark spots in my life right now is because there was so much light and purpose attached to my grandparents. So when I buried my grandparents, I feel like I buried my light and my purpose with them. And I just want to break this down a little bit more. So I am a very, very grateful person. Like, I don't believe that I deserve anything in this life just because I exist. I feel like everything that I have in life is a pure blessing from Jesus Christ. Like, just a pure blessing. Nothing has to be given to me, and everything that I have, he can take it away tonight, tomorrow, whenever he feels like it. So I'm always grateful and humble for everything. So with this humble heart and this heart of gratitude, I carried my grandparents around in it ever since I knew what love and sacrifice was from a child's standpoint. Because, and I say that because there's a difference from a grown-up standpoint and perspective of sacrifice than a child's perspective of sacrifice. More so like a child's thing is like, oh, you know, mommy and daddy did this because they love me. We can't do this right now, maybe later. Whereas a adult perspective is more like, I have to do this because I love them so much and I have to pour into them so they can thrive. And that's just, to me, it's amazing. So, how do I even want, like, this conversation is so heavy that I don't even really know how to articulate it well. And I hope that my message is clear, because I stumble a lot over my words because my thoughts are very fast in my mind. But I got to this point today where I'm like, I'm not happy. Like, I have so many things in my life that I'm grateful for, but I'm not happy. And I'm not happy because I feel stuck. I feel like every time I reach for a new goal or try to do something that I feel like or think that I want or found my purpose, that is always something in the way. And it makes me feel defeated because I get tired of plowing down these brick walls that are constantly placed in front of me. And feeling defeated just makes me retreat back into this. I miss my grandparents because they were a resting place for me. They were a safe place for me. They were my back cave. And for lack of better words, like when the world was beating me down, or if I felt like I wasn't good enough or felt like I wasn't capable, I'll go home to them and they will fill me up with encouragement and light and purpose. And I always felt really indebted to them for that, because my parents did the best that they could, but they weren't there, you know? And so for them to be there, it just meant so much to me. So I always had it in my heart and in my mind that whatever I do in this lifetime, I'm going to pay them back. I'm going to show them how much I appreciate them. I'm going to give it back. I'm going to pay it back. I'm going to do whatever I can just so they know how much I love and appreciate them. And that was always my motivation. That was always my purpose, is to repay my grandparents back. And so the depression came on when my grandfather was first diagnosed with cancer, because I felt like I was racing against the clock. I was still in college. I was still trying to finish college. I was still trying to be successful and repay my grandfather back and do all these fun, great, and exciting things with him, even though he was sick and dying. And it just was depressing because I knew I couldn't beat life's clock. Like I had no control over it. So that's when the depression started to set in. That's when the happy-go-lucky positive crystal just started to slowly die away, because I needed to do that. I don't know why, but I needed to do that because I felt like my grandfather didn't have to love me like that. He didn't have to give me all the things that he gave me, but he did. And when he did, I never had to pay him back. And I think when I cry so much because it's like, we don't know how good that is when we got it. Like, we know it's a good thing, but we just don't know how good it is, because the absence of it is such a huge hole in our soul, because money can't buy that type of love. Nothing can buy you that type of love, that type of loyalty, that type of commitment to just want to see somebody be well, you know? And you hear all these horror stories about how women are abused and children are neglected. They go hungry. Their parents can't do X, Y, and Z. And here you are with somebody that's doing it just because they love you. So I have a hard time moving forward past that because all I ever wanted to do was pay them back. And what I told my husband today was, I feel like when I buried my grandparents, I buried me and my purpose right along with them. Because I never knew why I existed. I never had a reason to exist before because I felt like my parents didn't want me. You know, you feel like you're kind of thrown away a little bit. And then the people that feel like you're valuable or worth it enough to give you life and keep providing you with this abundance of life is just, I don't know. I don't even know where this is going. I don't even know how this sounds or if this even makes sense. I just know that I have a whole new life now, a whole new purpose, a whole new direction, and I don't know how to take off with that. Like, I don't know how to get my momentum. I don't know how to keep staying positive because I just grieve the loss, that beautiful part of my life so much because it was so innocent, it was so happy, it was so pure. There was no anxiety, there was no depression, there was just optimism, and literally the world was at my fingertips. Like, whatever I wanted, like, I can go for it because I had people that loved and supported me no matter what, you know. So I don't know, I get distracted and discouraged because my purpose changes all the time because I can't get a hold of it. I don't know really what it is. And I tell you guys, like, so here's what happened since my last life update video. I was supposed to go back to student teaching this semester, but due to COVID and other situations, I don't even know. I have not gone back to student teaching this semester. I have debt from my summer and fall semesters of $17,000 that I have no idea how I'm gonna pay for. So it just feels like graduating and what I thought was my purpose in life is just now a goal that I feel is so unattainable. And it's like, why is it always something? Like, what is this? So with this new issue right here, I've been like sad. You know, like, I used to feel like everything was always gonna be good and work out, but now it's just like it's always something. And I'm tired of it always being something. I don't know. I'm not trying to make this sound like super depressed or like I'm just about to end it all. Like, that's not what this video is. Like, I don't give up. I'm not a quitter. But you just get in these moments where it just feels like giving up is just really a good option. But then what comes after that? You know, like, what comes after giving up? I don't know. I just wanted to share this moment. Maybe somebody else is feeling like this right now, and maybe this means we're just that much closer to whatever it is that that's in life for us. But it's just like today was just a really hard day. It was really hard, and I felt stuck today. I felt unmotivated today, and I don't want, when I start to feel like that, I start getting discouraged because I don't want to rest there. I don't want that to be my comfort zone. Like, I want to get through this thing. You know, I want to be who God made me to be, and it's just like, how come every time I think that I figured it out, it's always something? But I felt encouraged to make this video because, like I said, my husband and I were watching Khadeen and Devale's podcast. I hate when I do that. We were watching their podcast, and they basically mirrored exactly what me and my husband is going through currently and has gone through previously. Like, the process of just finding one's happiness. One spouse is happy, the other spouse is still finding themselves, and what that looks and feels like, and how frustrating that can be, especially when you don't know your purpose. So after hearing Khadeen and really feeling like she's a person that I admire, because she shares her process with us as far as her marriage goes. And it's helpful because I see her as being successful. I see her marriage as being successful because they are very loving and transparent about their ups and downs in the process of their marriage or whatever. So I'm not saying they're perfect. I don't idolize them. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I really admire them allowing their marriage to be an example to all the rest of us out here trying to figure it out. So I felt encouraged to say that just now because I felt every word she said, and I felt every word he said, because that's her husband and he's watching firsthand how it has been so difficult for her to find her purpose and how saddening and unhappy that can be in moments. And I had that moment today where I'm just like, this is crazy. I'm not saying once I find my purpose, life is going to be perfect, but I feel like I can stay consistent with my daily goals and objectives. I just want to be consistent with that because I feel all over the place. And I hate that because I feel out of order. And I don't know. I'm just ready to put 10 toes down, you know, and just grind it out and be a role model to my girls, you know. Like, I just need them to see the success end of everything, you know. I'm here to break generational curses, and I can't give up. But baby, I am tired. I am tired. I don't know. This video is just something I was feeling in a moment, and I wanted to share this with you guys. And maybe it's helpful, maybe it's not, but I had to share it because this feeling is consistent. If ain't nothing else been consistent, it's been this feeling of feeling defeated and derailed and just tired. So there you go. Yeah, I wasn't even planning on making this video. This was not supposed to be my next video. My next video is supposed to be something a little bit more risky. Yeah, because I'm trying to tear away at my insecurities. I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. So that's gonna be my video after this video. But anyway, I'm about to start rambling. Y'all know I do that way too much. So I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.